Start streaming, start recording. Looks like we got good audio. Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome, Mage. I'm Rhino, and today we are going to be building a Oathbreaker deck with Dakkon, Shadow.
His shadow something or other. Yeah.
Shadow something or other.
Yeah, Dakkon and Shadow Slayer. Okay.
Shadows.
So we are going to attempt to build this deck completely live. Yeah, we've thrown a few cards in here. Not that we have truly decided the direction, but got a pretty decent idea. So we had thought about, okay, so what does Dakkon do?
Dakkon comes in no matter what with 3 loyalty counters.
It's based off of the number of lands you have in play. So that tells you that you want to have a lot of lands in play so you can bring in Dakkon with lots of lands.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has a surveil mechanic.
And you may not know what Surveil does.
What does it do?
Surveil is scry, but with a twist.
You can put the cards into the graveyard.
Yeah.
Instead of putting it on the bottom of the deck, you can put them in the graveyard. So that's pretty neat. The -3, you can
exile a creature,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean that just completely removes it from the game.
Yeah.
And then the -6.
The -6 is
you may put an artifact card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. Yeah. So no matter what the casting cost is, you can put it right on the battlefield. So that tells you, hey, have some really big casting cost artifacts. Yeah. So we've been thinking about different ways of doing it. We had the suggestion of having Dakkon paired up with Unmarked Grave. So you can search for a non-legendary card and put that card into your graveyard. So you can find an artifact that you want and just toss it in there. That seems to be a pretty decent thing. You can do that. Gift of Estates. I don't really like this version, but it's fine. If an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for up to 3 Plains cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. So that makes sure that you have, excuse me, that you would have a bunch of lands, but they would all have to be Plains. And Dakkon is an Esper commander, which means it's blue, black, and white. So this didn't seem like it would be a great idea. But then we were thinking is like, how about using Fabricate?
Yeah.
Now we looked and we can't find a copy of Fabricate, which does not mean that we don't have one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain we do have one somewhere.
And we're going to be mainly using
let me get to that in just a moment. So what does Fabricate do?
Fabricate is a 3-drop, blue and a 2 colorless, and I can search my library for an artifact card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library.
So you can get an artifact to your hand. Now, what you do with it there, you could cast it potentially, or if you had some way of discarding it into your graveyard, and then you could do some things with that if necessary. But Dakkon, this one. Dakkon says you may put an artifact card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. So we kind of like the whole idea of Fabricate. Um, so I think that's the path that we're going to go. I don't know that we want to use unmarked grave or not. Um, I mean, it would be a decent card,
Yeah,
uh,
it's a great card.
um, but it may not work. Gift of Estates. Uh, so yeah, Fabricate
Ancient.
does sound fun. Um, so Gift of Estates, I think that it may be usable once. So we're probably going to go ahead and get rid of that in the list. Um, Now there is Dakkon Blackblade, and he has power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. So hey, he would be a pretty big creature. I think I have one of these. Um, I don't know exactly where it is. um, but we got to thinking about other decks that Rhino's done that have high artifact
Artifacts.
synergies, and he has an Emery Lurk of the Lock deck, which is what he was. Yeah, and this is a commander deck, and it probably has a good chunk of cards that we'd want to use
Yeah.
artifact cards in. Um, so we're going to probably end up taking that apart because he really hasn't played it in a while,
Yeah.
and I don't know that he's really excited. So we're going to go through that. We'll probably end up putting Emery in the deck because you will be able to cast artifact cards from your graveyard with Emery. Um, and so we were thinking about, all right, what can you do to cut down the cost of artifacts? Ethereum Sculptor.
Yeah.
Artifact spells you cast cost one less. What is another one?
Um.
Uh, Voltaic Servant allows you to untap artifacts,
Yeah.
which may be a good thing. So, generally what we do when we're building a deck, if we've got any ideas, we just kind of go ahead and throw them in. Um, we might want to look at, if we're doing a lot of artifacts, we might want to look at anything that's dark steel. Uh, oops. I was not typing in the right spot. So, uh, a dark steel citadel, indestructible land. I'm sure we've got one of those. Dark steel relic is interesting.
It's
I
a 0 drop.
and it's just indestructible artifact. Yeah.
It's nice, but
Okay. Dark steel axe is it's a one drop. +2 +0. Equip. Dark steel brute. Let's see what this is. It's an indestructible. It becomes a 2/2 artifact creature until end of turn. A garrison. I think we'll skip that. Darksteel mutation. Hey, we could cast this, but this isn't um something that you would put in um a deck like this. This is more of a commander card because what you can do with this is you can take this and cast it, put it on the person's commander, and then it becomes an indestructible 0/1 insect with no abilities. So the only way that they can get their commander back into play is to exile their own commander. Darksteel Pendant. No. Ingot. I mean, it's a mana rock.
yeah.
So let's put that there. A Darksteel Mirror. It's a 3-drop 0/1. Probably not. Darksteel Plate. Probably not.
Why not?
Um, Cranial Plating. Uh, well, we'll take a look at cranial plating and nettle cyst in a moment. Let's get through all the dark steel stuff here. We don't have a lot. Um, I mean, this is equipping a creature. Are we really needing to equip creatures?
No, but
I don't know. We might. Okay. Well, I'll put it there for the moment. Reactor. Uh, no. Juggernaut. Okay, Juggernaut is this could be one of your big creature cards. Could be. Um, Sentinel. Uh, 6-drop. Flash Vigilance. No. Darksteel Gargoyle. Probably not. A lot of the Darksteel stuff is really, really expensive. Uh, Darksteel Monolith. Uh, Now, if there was a way, now Dakkon allows you to put a um, artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. So a Darksteel Monolith, if you could put that on the battlefield, then you can pay 0 then rather than paying the mana cost for a colorless spell. So it's kind of the same thing. It's a backup for when you use Dakkon to bring out Darksteel Monolith, and then all of a sudden somebody destroys Dakkon. Well, then you don't need Dakkon. Um, that may be a good card. Darksteel Forge makes all your artifacts indestructible.
it makes a whole lot of sense.
Darksteel Colossus. 11-drop 11/11. Um, maybe. All right, so let's take a look at cranial plating. Cranial plating. Uh, An equipped creature gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Um,
Yeah.
and you can attach cranial plating to a target creature you control at instant speed for 2 black. So,
And
yeah. Let's take a look at Nettle Cyst. It's a living weapon, so when it enters the battlefield, you create a germ, and it automatically attaches to it. But then you can change it, equip it for something else. So yeah, that makes sense. So let's see, what else are we going to be looking at here? Well, let's take a look at. Let's think about other creatures that we could potentially do. Of course, first thing that comes to mind is ST, what STEE a Blightsteel Colossus.
ooh,
Yeah, that would be an incredible creature. But you know, we don't need to have too many super big finishers.
yeah.
Um,
I need things
and I know
in
we've got a couple of Blightsteel Colossus in one of those boxes right there.
yeah.
So all right. Let's think about
Can you go switch over to um Powerful Combat?
no, because we don't have any we don't have the decks loaded in or anything like that.
Mm,
We're building this right now. And so you can see it's all showing up right here on the side beside you, okay? Uh you're not seeing it, but they are. Um so let's see. Here's a solemn solemn simulacrum. That
yeah.
makes a lot of sense, right?
Yes.
Um,
How about uh Erratic Visionary?
okay. Hang on a second. Uh, Erratic Visionary. So, Erratic Visionary is basically a loot.
Yeah.
Um, Remember, this is a 60 card deck. We want only the best creatures. And we're probably not going to have a lot of creatures. You know, we're probably going to be shooting for maybe about, I mean, this is a 60 card deck. So inside the deck is 58 cards because you have your commander and then your signature spell. Um, so out of 58 cards, maybe, yeah, I wouldn't even say a third, maybe about a quarter of them would be creatures because you'll probably want about half, close to half, to be lands because of Dakkon's um, ability here. Where is okay? So Dakkon getting that loyalty from the number of lands you control. So, you know, a lot of people when they do Oathbreaker decks, they'll shoot for a little over a third, which will be like 21 to 23 lands. Wouldn't be a lot. We probably really need to push to 26, maybe 27. Because you don't want to miss a land drop. It's a 3 color deck. And being able to cast Dakkon multiple times and getting even more loyalty counters out, yeah, is I mean you'll be able to exile creatures or Dakkon comes out and then you can immediately put an artifact card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. I mean, if you have 6 loyalty on him or 7 loyalty on him, you bring out the Blightsteel Colossus, slam it down, and away you go. Um, so yeah, we need to be pretty careful about the the creatures that we use. We want something that has a lot of like Ethereum Sculptor makes the artifacts cost 1 less. Now, if we're shooting for, like, we need to have some early game stuff. So let's think here. So how about Magister Sphinx? I don't know if we have this card. but when it enters the battlefield, target player's life total becomes 10. Now, Oathbreaker, your starting life total is 20. Now, if you think
Mm-hmm.
about this, let's say you're down to 1, you bring this out, then you can shoot yourself back up to 10.
Yeah.
Or if your opponent has gained a bunch of life, then you can knock them down to 10. So this is a possibility. It is a high casting cost, though. Cheap
Yeah.
card. Um, that's definitely a think about it sort of thing. There is there's
Um.
other let's see. Yes.
What is
How about Sharon the Hedgemon?
um Oath of Gideon?
Um, you want Oath of Gideon?
What does he do?
Oath of Gideon. Um, you put 2 core ally creature tokens onto the battlefield. Each planeswalker you control enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on it. So, yeah, that would make some sense. Not a creature,
Yeah.
but we can definitely put that in as a good possibility. Um, there is let's see. Um, okay. Thopter, what is it called? Thopter assembly? At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control no Thopters other than Thopter assembly, return Thopter assembly to its owner's hand and create 5 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. It's a way of getting out uh, 5 Thopters, 5 artifacts. Uh,
Yeah.
Now, if we want to make sure that we're able to get things like the Blightsteel Colossus into our hand. So there is Treasure Mage. It's a 15-cent card.
Mm.
Research your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost 6 or greater. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library.
It looks like it's flying, but it isn't.
Yeah. Um, Trying to think if there's anything else, other things that can fetch cards that we need.
That is
Yeah.
blue, white, black.
We were and we were looking at this at one point. Open the vaults. The only downside of this is it does your opponents as well. But if they don't have a bunch of artifacts and enchantments in their graveyard, then it just does you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Get notifications about rain tomorrow, even though it's supposed to rain tonight. Um, I don't know about this. Definitely want to have. I mean that pulls everything back from the battle. Well, I'll put that there. We'll see if we can find it. All right. Let's think about ways of removing your opponent's cards.
There's always Pachuca Bog.
How do you spell Pachuca Bog? Ah, there it is, Pachuca Bog. Uh, that's only exiling from a graveyard, though.
Mm.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to do. But let's think about instants or sorceries. Um, I mean, there is. There's always farewell. Uh, but that doesn't put things into graveyards. That's you want to. We want things in graveyards. So definitely not a good one. I know most people will be Cyclonic Rift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say yeah. Put it in there.
We're just throwing things in for the moment. This one though. Um, Dispatch. That might be a good thing. I was thinking. I was thinking dispatch destroyed, but it does exile a creature. But exiling your opponent's creatures is always good. I mean, it's basically a swords to plowshares, right?
Basically.
Without them getting the life. Um, and right now, swords to plowshares is real cheap. Uh, trying to think. There was a charm. Was it Dromar? Dromar's charm? That's an Esper charm. You gain 5 life, or counter target spell, or target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Um, I know that wasn't really much in the way of removal, but hey, it could be good.
It's basically removal.
Yeah. Um, I mean for something small. Um, Punish. Uh, is it this one? Yeah. Counter target spell, its controller loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life. It's a expensive counter spell, but it's that may be good. Um, what else? I mean, we can
Uh,
always do things like cast out or murder or basic things like that.
there's
Like,
always sell the wreckage.
yeah. Um, Settle the wreckage. Exile all. That's exiling all attacking creatures. Um, but that puts a bunch of basic lands. Do we really want to do that to help out an opponent?
Mm, I don't know.
Now, what's cool about this that most people don't do, if you want a bunch of lands in play and you produce a bunch of tokens, you swing with all these tokens, then you exile your own tokens.
Oh,
And then it's like, okay, well, I just exiled, 9 tokens. I'm going to put 9 lands into play. Woohoo! Um, I don't know. All right. Well, we got some spells. We need to, yeah, ramping yourself is, now speaking of ramp, I mean, this is an artifact deck. We need to have artifact ramps. So let's think about the artifacts that we need. Um, uh, what is it called? I mean, we've got Commander Commander Sphere. Obvious card, right?
Arcane Signet.
Uh, Arcane Signet, obvious card. Uh, uh-uh. No Soul Ring. Soul Ring is banned in Oathbreaker. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see. Oh, here. How about that one?
Mindstone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Mindstone makes a lot of sense.
You can do one,
Yeah.
tap, sacrifice, draw a card.
Um, let's see. As I'm going along, I'm thinking and going.
Forged.
Black Blade Reforged. For each land you control. Sorry, that's not ramp. But that makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's see. Artifact ramp. Everflowing Chalice. What do you think of that?
Okay.
Uh, yeah. But the problem with this is if you put it from your hand onto the battlefield, um, you can't kick it
You can't?
because you can only do a multi-kicker when you are casting it. If it's put on the battlefield, it won't work. Right?
Right.
Uh, that's a possibility. Okay. So much fun says levitating statue. That's a new one. Artifact, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put 1/1 counter a levitating statue. It becomes a 1/1 construct artifact creature until end of turn. So you can put a bunch of counters on it. If we're casting a bunch of non-creature spells, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. Patchwork automaton. All right. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, play 1/1 counter on Patchwork automaton. So that's a good low drop sort of thing.
Drop 1/1.
Yeah. Thinking about more ramp. Ran Dynamo. That makes sense, right? Um, and uh, Thought Vessel. Does that make sense? I mean, are we doing a lot? If we're doing a lot of card draw, then yes, this makes a lot of sense. But the other thing is, it is a 2-drop tap for 1, so it is still ramp. So that's a possibility. Um. Oh.
There's mainly a lot of.
I'm thinking. Commander Masters has got the Talisman of Dominance in it. And I think it's like less than $1. And does it have the Talisman of Hierarchy? I mean, that's basically the same sort of thing. And all right, what's the other? Warren W. Warren Power Stone. Yeah, Warren Power Stone. And there's tapped, but then you get 2. So this is the. It's not even a poor man's soul ring.
Comes in tapped, and next turn you can tap it for 2.
This is a card I don't know if we have or not. Sacrificing artifacts. Take an extra turn. Oh, but if you have this and Thopter Assembly, then you're constantly taking an extra turn. Ching, 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 ching. So basically, if you have Thopter Assembly out and then you bring out Time Sieve, the game just keeps going with you playing. And then you would need to have a lab man in here.
Yeah, I know that there's a lab man. And a Jay's wielder of forgot what.
Okay.
I know it was
Okay.
Jay's.
Well, let's see here. All right. Brain bouncing around a ancient den. Artifact land, right? Did they happen to have they only have an artifact? Do they have artifact swap and an artifact? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, well, it wouldn't be infinite turns because you keep every time you just draw cards. So you're you max out probably what around 50 turns. And if you can't win in 50 turns, yeah.
But if you have lab man,
Yeah.
in case you're wondering, what
I was
What?
just thinking the Esper town plan. Did I put it? Laboratory Maniac, right?
Yeah.
Lab B lab laboratory laboratory maniac. There it is. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. And then it was Jace. What was it? Jace. Jace. Wasn't Jace Archivist?
I
Jace. Uh, Wilder of Miseries.
was it Wilder and Mysteries?
No.
Oh, I think you just passed it.
What?
No.
Turn
No.
player, draw a card,
Hey,
unravel.
go up. Go.
Yes, I was already on that. Jace, Ingenious Mind Mage is not a good Jace, right? Draw a card, untap all creatures you control, gain control of up to 3 target creatures. Yeah. It's a 6-drop, 5 loyalty. Yeah. Jason's Mind Seeker. Unraveler of Secrets. No.
Are you looking for this one?
Which one is that?
It's Jace Wielder of Mystery. Wielder of Mysteries.
Jace. Jace. Wielder of Miseries. Yeah. If you would draw, so it's the Lab Man Jace.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Mine's still dropping back and forth. Command tower. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. We want the Mist. Is it Mist Vault? Mist Vault Ridge? That's that's the artifact plan.
Yeah.
There's another bridge, isn't there? It's the Goldmire Bridge, right? That's the Orzhov. We've got the Demir. What is the? Is it Razor Tide Bridge? All right, I think that's all 3 bridges. These are showing up as artifacts, not lands. um 49 cards. I mean, we don't have much in the way of lands at the moment. Let's see. Let's add lands up to, just for kicks, we'll just do that. Apply. It's not nearly enough lands. We've got too many cards anyway. Wait a second. Is it M-E-N? Memnar. So you can turn a permanent into an artifact and then gain control of it. Stealing your opponent's cards. Any card. You can steal lands.
Oh.
Granted, it is a $10 card.
Ooh.
And if we're going for budget, I don't know. But let me put that in, and then this right here is
It's Oathbreaker.
yeah, it's Wooberg. We can't use it. All right. Well, we have 14 creatures at the moment. That's probably more than enough. And I don't know that we can use all of these anyway. I don't know. We have. um, okay. Well, we're not going to be using that. So, Ethereum Sculptor.
How about mechanized production?
All right. Mechanized production. So, excuse me. Okay. That does make a lot of sense, especially if you are making copies of Thopters.
Yeah.
So, if we do mechanized production, then, and you put it on a Thopter, what if we did to treasures?
Oh.
Treasures are an effect as well, but we don't have any art, any treasure stuff in here. Ah, man, that is. Oh. Mechanized production.
But
I it it makes sense if we could produce a bunch of Thopters. And then that would be us changing most of our creatures to Thopter producers. What is it? Not trophy. Well, trophy mage gets you an artifact,
yeah,
right?
trophy mage.
Yeah. Yeah. Revel in riches would be great.
Yeah.
Um. let's see. Trying to think if there is any uh right, artifact. The what is it? The bail. I don't know that mechanized production will work with the way we're going right now. Baleful Strix, Blind Death Touch, and draw a card. That's a possibility. I know that's a good one. Um, uh, let's see.
I mean, it's in the um,
Sorry,
it's in the
Third Ruin.
colors.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Thinking the equipment, but Shadow Spear.
Ooh.
And as far as another piece of equipment, Sword of the Amulet.
Yes.
Okay. So, we have one, two, three, four, five. Five artifact lands that are showing up under artifacts. We got way too many artifacts at the moment. So we're going to have to,
Whittle.
yeah, because we don't have enough lands for this deck. Right now we've got, 11 lands and five up there. So we've got 16 lands. We really, really, really need to, 1, 2, 3. That puts us at 25 lands. So we've got to remove 9 cards. Um, all right. I hate the way this wants to keep doing that. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. So even though it only shows 20 lands here, we've got to add the lands that are up in the artifact section. So I think 14 creatures is probably around right. I don't know if I mean, that untaps a single artifact.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a bad thing. We do need some low drop creatures. So if we look at this at Ethereum Sculptor, it's a 1/2, a 1/1, 1/3, a 1/2, a 2/2, another 2/2, 2/2, and then massive, 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 5/5, um, 5/5, 5/5, 4/5, 11/11. Um, what happened to the Blight Steel?
mean Blight Steel Colossus?
Yeah, didn't I put a Blight Steel in here?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so a Dark Steel Colossus is $7. A Blight Steel is 26. Okay, so we're at 15 creatures. We'll think about it. We probably. I just get the feeling that we have like too many creatures, as in we need to get rid of two. I would say we would do either this or this, either Dark Steel or Blight Steel. I mean, they're close to the same casting cost. We don't worry about it because we're going to be putting it onto the battlefield using Dakkon.
Yeah.
Um,
I think doing uh Dark Steel.
well, Dark Steel is definitely cheaper, but I don't know we have one. I'm pretty certain we have a Blight Steel. Let me see. I think this is the box of oh my god, cards. um, that's all right. Whenever an opponent serves, we don't necessarily want to dork around with the opponents. I mean, we want to have a counter spell or two around.
Like counterspell.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Blight Steel. Blight Steel. Pick one. Told you we had a
Yeah.
couple of them.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah.
Um, now, what was the one that the living weapon? It was the nettle. It was a nettle sentinel. Nettle cyst. Okay, it is a +1/+1 for each artifact you control. We have a batter skull, which is a similar living weapon. It gets +4/+4 and has vigilance and lifelink. I don't know if we have a nettle cyst, but we could potentially put in a batter skull instead. Uh, there's a regular batter skull. Um, Drunk. Okay. So okay. The why are you not? Oh, because I'm typing on the wrong thing. Um, uh, Batter skull. Add one to the main deck. I'm gonna add this to the sideboard and remove it from the main deck. I'm going to do the same thing with the Darksteel Colossus.
About hang back.
Hangerback Walker. Um, that could definitely work, especially with mechanized production. Did we say Darksteel Plate?
No. You said maybe.
Yeah, I said maybe, but I mean, it definitely makes a equipped creature indestructible. Uh, Deflecting Slot. Uh, okay. Dragon Lord Dark. There's Emrakul. It's not just cool. It's Emrakul. Uh, uh,
So counterspell, you said?
no, we don't have a lot of counter spell in this deck. You generally don't like countering things.
Yeah.
Fury, Farewell, Fire, Grief, Rest. Uh,
Are we pushing towards the mill thing?
no, we're not pushing towards mill. Because we're talking Oathbreaker here. There is just too many. There's not enough cards to have too many different win conditions.
Mm.
Now, if you did want to do the infinite mill, we could potentially do that, but we would have to really work on a couple other things. Um, let's see here. Let's see, Ragavan. Ragavans. More Ragavans. And even more Ragavans. What are we doing with so many Ragavans? We need more monkeys. Um,
How about Valor Stone?
uh, Belvoir Stone. Yeah, we're good. Wait a second. How do you spell it? F-E-L,
L,
two L's,
two L's,
F-E-L-L.
A-R, stone.
Fellar. F-E, no, that's not right. F-E, what? You've got it in your hand.
F-E-L-L W
Oh, fell war.
the war.
Yeah, fell war stone. Okay. Okay, fell war stone. Yeah, that could potentially be a good addition. Put that on the list. Sword, 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 sword. All right, I am not seeing anything else from this collection of Vornaclex for catacombs. Looks like a fake word in catacombs too. Yeah. Um, I can always throw in a Mox Opal. Yeah, we shouldn't throw in things just because we happen to have them, right? That's one of the reasons why we're not putting in any of these dual lands. Um, okay, let's see here.
Padim.
Padim? Okay.
Artifacts you control have hexproof.
Yeah. Um, P-A-D, yeah.
E.
Yeah. Him.
Yeah.
And then you get to draw cards.
At the beginning of your next.
Yeah. And this is a very, very blue deck.
Yeah. We want things that are white or black.
Yeah. Let's take a look at stats at the moment. Well, for some reason, the mana symbol count is really, really low. Uh, well, actually, that makes sense because we've got a lot of artifacts. A lot of artifacts.
A lot of artifacts.
Um, so yeah, I would put Padim in there. All right, let's see if we have a patchwork automaton. That is
Are we putting in vase or not?
Well, I'll put it down there. Let's. Uh, uh, okay. This is not sorted. So let me see if I find a patchwork automaton. Papercraft decoy. More papercraft. Patchwork automaton. There you go. Voltaic servant. Um, so looking for Voltaic servant. Um, that would be right here. Voltaic servant. You got Emery, you got
Yep.
Labman, Treasure Mage. I'm pretty certain we have that. But that would not be easily accessible spot, unfortunately. Uh,
You want me to get it?
you don't know where I'm going, do you? Nope. uh,
Do we have lightning greaves?
somewhere. Uh, somewhere we've got many lightning greaves. Uh, yeah, I'm looking for a treasure mage right now. I'm distracted by other cards I see. No.
Did you put this in?
No. Did you put it in?
No.
You're the one that has. Then put it over there. And it's on the list. Tyrant's Machine. Fabricate. We've got a bunch of them. So it's not that crap. Just really overcosted for what it does.
What card is it?
Tyrant's Machine. So it's a 2-drop, and then for 4 tap, and then tap a target creature. But it is in colorless. So you can put it in any deck. So we have a treasure. Treasure Mage. We have like copies of that. It's Trophy Mage. Thriving Turtle. Love to put in like a Thopter Engineer, but that's in red. I'm still looking for Treasure Mage. Hang on. There's a Treasure Cruise.
Didn't we put in Dark Steel Ingot?
That's on the list, but is it in the pile? Treasure
Yes.
Mage. I told you we had one. Okay, so you did put in Padim. Some of these we're going to have to find. Thopter Assembly. I'm certain we've got. Pretty certain we don't have a Memnarch. Was the thing. But Thopter Assembly. You look through the rare colors. Is that this? This is the ones. Thopter Assembly. It should be. Oop. There's a Masquerade Nexus.
You want me to look at the red?
Red.
I mean the black.
Why? I don't have I don't have the rares out at the moment. I am trying to find a Sky Siren. Um,
There's a sky sapper in here.
no, I just ran across a Sky Siren. Ooh, yeah, that's a fun card. Uh,
Yeah.
Stoneforge Masterworks, fun card for tribal. Sundial of the Infinite. Thopter Assembly.
Funny.
What? Oh, it had two in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one.
So we are. I have no idea how much Thopter Assembly runs. But uh, we don't have that. And we don't have this either.
Yeah.
But we do have a broker that owes you what, $58 worth of stuff. uh, we can end up taking some of these things that I can't find, like 40-cent card. We got that Lab Man, Treasure Mage, Padim, Solemn Simulacrum. We've got around here somewhere.
We. I.
Did you have one in there?
It's either in here or in there. Um.
Darksteel Juggernaut. I know we have one.
Yeah.
Got a Darksteel Juggernaut?
Mm,
Oh, yeah. Okay. You got the Solemn Simulacrum.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's in here.
Well, I didn't. Crystalline. Gilded. Darksteel Juggernaut. Um. Yeah, Darksteel Juggernaut's a whopping 23-cent card. It's this one's a 27-cent card. So we've got, I mean, the only one out of this list, which I don't think we have, that's expensive is the Mimnarch. It's a Mimnarch.
Like they M&M's, but
yeah, there's yeah. Yeah, it would be right here. We don't have it. So cards that we're missing. Well, we're missing Ethereum Sculptor.
no.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
It's there?
Yeah.
Okay. Patchwork Automaton, we got Voltaic, Emery, Labman, Treasure, Solemn Simulacrum. We don't have that one in here yet, but I know we've got it.
We have it in here.
Oh, we do have it in there?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Darksteel Jar. We do not have Dakkon.
Black.
We do not have Sharum Hegemon. Okay. And we don't have the Magister Sphinx or the Mimnarch. but we do have the Black Steel Colossus. Okay. All right. Looking at artifacts, we do have an Ancient Den, but not in here yet. Dark Steel Citadel. I know we've got that. Everflowing Chalice. I know we've got that. Goldmire Bridge. Mistfault Bridge. Razor Tide Bridge. We got all those. Shadow Spear.
I know we have it,
You know we have a Shadow Spear?
but it's not.
Um, well, let's see. All right. I don't have one in this, so if we have it, it is inside something else. Oh man, it's a $16 card. Yeep. All right. We need to cut down on some things since I know we don't have that at the moment. Let me add it to the sideboard.
Now we have Lab Man.
And all right. All right. Razor Tie, Arcane Signet, Black Blade Reforged. I know we've got that. I know we have a cranial plating. Don't know where it is. You got the Feldwar Stone. Levitating Statue. We have that.
Somewhere.
Yes. Unfortunately, the last 3 sets we have not sorted yet. So it could be in this pile, that pile, that pile, that pile. It could be,
Anywhere.
yeah. Oh boy, I've got 2. Let's see. Yeah, this is all will be 1. A little bit of everything. Temple Acre. Tablet of Completion. Got all sorts of things just sitting around at the moment, waiting to be put away. Sorting cards is a fun activity. Yes, I would love to get some more of it done, but it seemed I was going to do that today. However, our dishwasher died yesterday. Dead dishwasher does not make happy family. So it turned out that the dishwasher was quite literally fried. So we had to get a new dishwasher. And then I got the new dishwasher. I hooked up the new dishwasher except for the water line. There was a piece that wasn't included that you had to buy separately that they didn't tell you about. So I had to go back. Fun stuff. But we now have a working dishwasher. It's a nicer dishwasher. It's a cheaper and nicer dishwasher than what we had before. Well, I can't say it's cheaper because the one that we had before we got for free, which does not necessarily mean it's better. It had been sitting in storage for like over 10 years. Like, well, here you can have this one. Like, oh, yay! Don't have to pay for it. Sometimes I think I would rather pay for stuff. Well, there is an Earth power suit.
I might have already said this, but is the ingot.
Dark steel ingot.
Yeah.
It's in the list. Is it in the pile?
Yes. Well.
So yes, you have said it. Okay. All right. All right, let's see here. Any more? I have a feeling we are getting close to not being able to play because we don't have a deck together. Um, but we will definitely get it together. Don't know.
Maybe Saturday.
Um, yeah, well, today's Sunday. Um, oh, Tuesday is your sister's dance recital thingy.
Yeah.
So couldn't do it Tuesday. Well, we could do it Tuesday afternoon. Can't do it tomorrow. Scouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow is a big, big day for Rhino at Scouts.
Yes.
Yes, he is going to be working on his welding merit badge.
The last one.
The last merit badge he needs to complete all 138 of them.
Uh-huh.
So it is a huge accomplishment for him. Watching you build deck is plenty of fun. Yeah, thank you. I mean, we look at it as it's educational for people to see the process of getting a deck together. Um, and you know, there's a good chunk of it that is knowing cards, especially with something like Oathbreaker, where you can't go to oathbreaker.com and go, oh, hey, where's the best Oathbreakers and get a list of everybody's decks. You kind of have to know what you're shooting for and know some of the cards. Yeah.
And with me knowing basically how all
You don't know all the cards,
yeah,
but you do know quite a few cards.
yeah. It's like, what does this card do? I can tell you exactly.
Take those three, roll those three.
Okay.
Roll them. No.
What?
Gotta get under 11, bud.
The reason why I rolled the wooden dice is because we're running a non-D&D.
Well, it's a superhero game, and his character is trying to figure out something about another and a non-player character in the game, and he has a knowledge skill, but he keeps blowing the knowledge skill. And I think he's blown it, what, 7 times or something like that. It's a hideous number. And it's like a 50-50 chance of you knowing it. But he's got to get under 11. 11 or under.
And you have to give me not wooden dice.
You didn't do it with the plastic dice like 4 times. Oh, let's see. Commander Sphere. We got those, right? All right. So, Commander Sphere.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, hey, we have some packs that we can open, don't we?
Yeah.
And we also have some cards that we got through CardSphere. Uh, let's switch over to uh
Cardboard combat.
well, let's see. Will pack open work? Yeah, pack open will work there. Do the packs. We've got let's see what we got here. We've got Brothers War and 2 Dominaria United packs. Why don't we get this stuff out of the way so we're not confusing things too much? What's all this?
Those are just extra cards.
Okay, were they?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's stop. Let's not get things. We don't want to confuse things here. Okay, this is the deck you're working on. All right, and these were extra cards, just.
Mm-hmm.
All right, precognition field. Okay. Karn's Temple Sunderlings. No escape. Did you put an arcane signet in there, bud?
I don't know. And
There's an arcane signet. All right. Come on. No, not here. You put. Why are you sitting so far back? What are you trying to do? Take a nap or something?
Badger.
Uh,
And the rare is
non-existent. There's no rare. It's rareless.
mm, did I skip it?
I don't know. Here. All right. Then do it this way, where you could see.
Um Temporal Firestorm.
Yeah. Okay. Big packs. Go ahead. Keep going. I'm breaking this pack for him on camera, and he will open that in just a moment. And
It is uh Nemada Nemada Primeval Warden.
Namada, Primeval Warden. Yeah. Okay. And jump card. Can you use as a token?
Oh,
What?
Sword of the Meek.
Sword of the Meek. Cool. That's pretty decent.
An underground river.
Yeah. Oh, double rare.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if
and does that I was wondering if that happened to have the Brothers War card we needed in common. It'd be great if we were like, well, we need this one, the levitating statue, and it's like, oh, is it in there? Oh, there it is. But yeah, if uh, so, Sword of the Meek. Uh, yeah, so I think there's a lot of people that would put a Sword of the Meek into this Dakkon deck, but you need to have a bunch of 1/1 creatures. Sword of the Meek is 28-cent cards, but hey, but the Underground River, perfect for this deck.
yeah.
Underground River, borderless, $4. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woohoo! So we will see about putting that in there. Okay, so we got some cards through Card Sphere. Before you go opening it, let me get the number off of it. And it is, here it is. Okay, number 718522. That's this one right here. Okay, so go ahead and open it up. Come on, you don't have to be gentle with it. The card should be well protected in there. All right, so
Dark Steel Mutation.
we were talking about that earlier, weren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, pull it out. Okay, so one of the neat things about Dark Steel Mutation, we were talking about it before. It's a great commander card. The neat thing about it is with Commander Masters, the price of it has dropped tremendously. So it is a 36-cent card. All right, let me see if I can get it.
Sword Splashers.
Okay, should have several of those. Come on.
Path to Exile.
Okay,
And 3 more.
Swords of Plowshares. So the other thing is with March of the Machines, the Swords to Plowshares have dropped in price too. So they're under $1. The Path to Exile is under $1. So we ended up getting 6 cards out of that. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. You're going to have a devil of a time with this one. So I'm going to start it up for you.
Okay.
All right. So this one right here is, all right. They have, please check my YouTube and Instagram giveaways, pack openings, and vintage card reviews. Belfron TCG. So let's see if that is, all right, here it is. It looks like it's supposed to be 4 counter spells, which have dropped in price below $1. And a crop rotation, which has dropped in price as well. below $1. So the counter spells are 40 cent each. That we got here. Let me take care of it. And the
Cute.
crop rotation is 70 cent. So if you don't use Card Sphere, yeah, we like using Card Sphere. Um,
A lot.
yeah, because you can just put in a list of things that you like. And so how do those look?
Uh, Decent.
Decent? All right.
4 counter spells
Yeah.
and crop rotation.
Yeah. And those are all from Dominaria Remastered.
Did we just get 4 packs?
Where- no, we got those 3 packs, and then we got those 2 things there. We were going to go to F&M Friday, but Rhino was having a devil of a time seizure-wise, so
Yeah.
we didn't get any more packs. But let's see here.
I mean, on the uh, um,
Okay, we've got a reasonable number. Underground River. Did we put that in the list?
I don't know.
I don't know that we did. I mean, we wanted to keep a lot of not non-tap lands, but and since we got that one, Underground River. Okay. That's basically it. Bunk. Um, okay, let's see here. Dispatch. I. Hmm. All right. As far as artifacts go, okay. I don't know if we have unmarked grave or not. That's in a box that I don't want to pull out right now. It's heavy. Oh, the Talisman of Dominance. This is net. I think it's in Commander Masters, and it dropped below $1 as well. Because I think I put that in our want list. Talisman. There's a Talisman of Progress. Huh. Unless we're getting one. No. Okay, so TALISMAN, Talisman of Dominance. So you take a look at Starter Command. Oh, Talisman of Dominance is coming in Wilds of Eldraine, Commander. Why did I think it was in Commander Masters?
Maybe there's a different version.
No, maybe I was thinking. Maybe I was thinking the Talisman of Progress. because the Talisman of Progress is Azorius. That's one that we're looking for as well. So, yeah, I know people can't see this at the moment. Let's see here. Where is... Okay. All right, let me turn off this. So this is what I'm looking at on CardSphere. So yeah, the Talisman of Progress, Commander Masters, showing up at $1.26. A lot of times you can end up getting cards for about 80%. Pretty easily you can get for about 80% of the going rate. Looks like for some reason we are at 79%. So I can go in to the wants here. Go down to Talisman of Progress.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Ding. And put it at 83 and hit save. So now if we go to Talisman of Progress and we look at the top 10 offers, MTG Young Mage is number one with the offer price of $1.04. That is what we're doing. All right, let's see. Swap over to me. Hey, you can see what we got here. So the deck. We're still at 71 cards. I mean, we really need to cut down on some of the artifacts. 24 artifacts. That is nearly half the deck. I have a feeling Everflowing Chalice will not be as good as I hoped. So we'll remove that. Black Blade Reforged would be great. Cranial Plating. We're going to have a lot of artifacts. We're doing a lot of non-creature spells from Levitating Stone. I know we have sort of having this like right on top of the pile over there somewhere. Hmm. All right. I don't know that I can find this one that quickly. So let me add that to the sideboard and remove it from the main deck. We're down to 69 cards. That's our only counter spell in the deck, really. And you know, it'd probably be better to just have counterspell. And we don't have any of those, do we?
Yeah, none at all.
I'm going to just go. I mean, the neat thing about this is the life gain and change, but I'm just going to remove it. Shall we put in counterspell?
Sure.
OG counter spiel.
Inner speed.
Counter spiel. That's an $85 card. Yeah, sure. Let's get a version that's closer to what we've got right now. What version was that? That was Dominary Remastered, which is this one. No, it's not.
We all. I always have a counterspell in this.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find the. I'm just trying to find one. Sure, okay.
Gee.
All right, there it is. No, not that one. Wait, this one. 63¢. All right, we're gonna add that one. All right. Cyclonic Rift.
Eh.
We'll add it to the sideboard from the main. I mean, it makes sense, but it's not that fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Got 8 more to remove. All right, let's do this.
I think and put in more white and black.
Well, let's get the cards down first, and then we can see what we need to flop around. Because, you know, we've got a lot of blue. You can look here, and we've got Emery, Labman, Treasure Mage, Kadim, Ethereum Sculptor. Those all make lots of sense. But then we have these like the Dakkon, the Charon, and the Sphinx thing here. Those we don't have those cards. We can get those cards. They're cheap cards, but maybe we can find like a cool black creature or white creatures that can do that. We've got like Voltaic Servant and the Patchwork Automaton. Those are artifact creatures. They're all colorless. So the thing about this deck is it won't need a lot of color.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do need enough color to cast Dakkon. We need to have one of each. So the fact that we're relying on blue isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
All right. The Felwar Stone is a 2-drop add mana. We like the 2-drop add mana. That's why we have that, and we have the Arcane Signet, and the Talismans are add mana. And then if you need colored, okay, you take 1 damage. Thought Vessel, it's a 2-drop, add 1 mana. Commander Sphere, okay, it's a 3-drop, add 1 mana. But it also has the ability to draw a card. Now, there's other versions of it. There's one that can turn into a creature, the Ichor Wellsprings or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Darksteel Plate.
Yeah. I'm getting to think of something like Batterskull. Is it okay? Darksteel Forge. Yeah. Now we've got Unmarked Grave. Fabricate is our spell. Open the vault. And then we've got Dispatch, Swords to Plowshares. You did put Swords to Plowshares in there, right?
Let me check. No.
There it is. Swords to Plowshares. Amazing that it was a card that we happened to order.
What do you know?
Drummer's Charm. Okay. This is a counterspell. It's cool. It's cheap. We don't have it. Add it to the sideboard. And remove it from the main deck. All right. Let's think about power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. Let us do this. We're going to do Scryfall here. Y'all aren't going to see that at the moment. But what we want to do is in the text, let's do power lands.
I was thinking about putting in losses.
Yeah. What I want to do is I want to find a replacement for Dakkon that we might happen to have. And why isn't Dakkon showing up in the list? Oh, there it is.
Maybe because it's old.
No, it's showing up. Kraken of the Straits. Serpent of Endless Seas.
No, we could put in
Solar Tide.
what's it called? Storm Tide Leviathan.
Yeah.
That is an option.
So, let me bring this up so we can take a look at it. Storm Tide Leviathan. A card that is near and dear to Rhino's heart.
Even though I don't like blue.
Right? It is a huge card.
Yeah.
We definitely have it.
Yeah.
We don't have that version. We have this version.
Yeah.
Oh, and they did okay. Very blue.
Three blue.
Yeah. It basically is an unblockable 8/8 for 8. And if you're bringing out lots of lands, I mean, that would definitely do it. And it turns all lands are islands in addition to their other types.
That includes
Yours and the opponent's, yes. Creatures without flying or island walk can't attack.
That includes yours.
Mm-hmm. It
is a great card.
It's a great card. And
I think maybe do a different card.
I don't know. right. It's a hugie. Um, okay. This one changes life total. It's a big drop to change life total. Um, this one, return return from graveyard. Let's search return and then okay. We're taking a look at what cards say return from graveyard that we may happen to have. A lot of this is a lot of the return from graveyard is really, really inexpensive creatures. Uh, yeah. Archaeomancer can do an instant of sorcery, but you don't have a bunch of instants and sorceries in this deck. Uh, uh, there, there's quite a lot of cards that have that ability because we just got to. There's 997 cards. When another creature you control dies, transform. But yeah, I think on the other side is, yeah, return from graveyard. Okay,
You
let's
do Black Sun Zenith.
Black Sun Zenith or Black Sun Twilight.
Black Sun Starlight.
Um, do we happen to have that?
I think so.
Up to one target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. If X is 5 or more, return a creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Yeah. That's an instant, not a creature. That's yeah, that's what I should have type line creature. Graveyard. Return graveyard. Okay. 489 cards. Let's do blue, white, black, or colorless, right? At most of these. Okay. Then let's do it that way. 310 cards. Well,
At least it went down from
900.
900 down to 300.
All right. Runa. When you.
Oh, one just uh popped in my mind. Something.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So Sun Titan could make sense, but let me bring it up.
Sun Titan.
Uh, Space Titan. Sun Titan. All right, let's find. We'll just grab this version. Okay. So it has vigilance when Sun Titans enters the battlefield or attacks. You may return target permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that is permanents that are 3 or less. So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures that would have that ability. A boatload of artifacts. And an Oath of Gideon. So yeah, Sun Titan would make sense.
And we have an alternate version right over there.
I do?
Yeah.
And this?
Uh-huh.
Uh, you mean that one?
Yep.
Sun Titan. All right, let me bring up the that's this one right here.
Yep.
Um, it's $5 card.
Not really expensive.
Yeah. So we will put Sun Titan in, and that gets our.
I'm gonna go and see if I can Dakkon.
With that. Okay. All right. We still need to get a Fabricate. I have not found the Fabricate. Got one somewhere, but don't know where exactly. All right. All right. Memnarch. How many creatures have we got? All right. Let's add one to the sideboard and remove one from the main deck. I don't think we have that. I don't know that we need that. It would be cool, nasty, and fun. Okay, I think Ethereum Sculptor, you have Patchwork, Voltaic, Emery, Labman, Treasure Mage, Padim, Solemn Simulacrum. We don't have it in that pile, but I know we've got one somewhere. Darksteel Juggernaut. We're taking out Sean. Okay.
I mean,
Solemn Simulacrum.
are you sure? Mean that one?
Yeah, you don't have that in the deck right now. Okay. Where did it go? Okay, so we've got 13 creatures. That, that, that. Sun Titan, Thopter Assembly, Stormtide, Blightsteel. And we do have the Blightsteel. All right. Blightsteels really are not that expensive. It is not $26. So I think we got our Blightsteel for like $6. Okay. So we're at 65 cards. We're getting there. Ancient Den, we don't have here. It's in the pile over there. In fact, I might be able to put my hand on it pretty quick. Hands. Oh. And
oh wait, can we put in one of the old like the underground sea and
you really want to put in a $800 card?
and
Right. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create a deck that is attainable for most people. A powerful deck that is pretty attainable. Right now, our price, yeah, the deck is $114. The two big things is the Darksteel Forge and the Blightsteel Colossus. If we take those out, all of a sudden the deck price drops down into like the $50 range, which is reasonable. Okay. And you don't need to have a Blightsteel Colossus. We had the option to do the Darksteel Colossus, right? Yeah, Darksteel Colossus. I mean that. Let me jump over here to this and put down once. Okay, Darksteel Colossus. What is the price? Looks like $7.13. Okay, is what CardSphere has as the index price. This is $7.60. All right, so if you take that and you say, all right, uh, let's take a look at this here. All right, people are offering around 80%. So that means that they're wanting to give $5.70 for a Darksteel Colossus. Okay. If you don't mind waiting, you know, a couple weeks, yeah, you can get it
Okay.
for that price. I mean, there's some people that got them down here for 30%. That's silly. The um looking at the top trades, and I know y'all can't see that right now. But it's like 80%, 80%. People are sending it out for 80%. The last one that was sent out at 75 percent. So, and that was that was July. So this isn't a card that trades a lot. 10 trades in 360 days. There's 150, oh yeah, 151 copies of Darksteel Colossus on CardSphere. And if you wanted to do a buy it now, you could get it for uh $7.13. So I mean it is reasonable compared to the Blightsteel. I do not know how we got our Blightsteel so cheap, but we did. Yeah. And let's see here. We're 65 cards. We got to push down a little bit more. Um, so Razor Tide Bridge, Arcane Signet, Black Blade. And we've got those. Plating, Rotating Stone. This is a flying creature that you have to activate. Talisman, Thought Vessel. I know we got Thought Vessel on our pile up there. Commander Sphere, Darksteel Ingot, Darksteel Plate, Worn Powerstone Thran. Batterskull is another creature. Darksteel Forge. Great card. Love to have it in here.
Yeah, and by itself, it's already indestructible.
Yeah. But I'm going to remove it and put it down to the sideboard.
Okay.
Hey, we're building an attainable deck. The only reason why we're putting in Blightsteel is because we've got two of them. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at how many lands we've got. All right. We've got Ancient Den, Darksteel Citadel, Goldmire Bridge, Mist Veil Bridge, Razortide Bridge. That's 5. Yeah, okay, so it looks like 5 plus the 21 lands down here, which makes us have 26. With Dakkon, I mean, keep in mind that Dakkon, if I can find Dakkon now, Dakkon is hiding. There's Dakkon. Okay, Dakkon likes lands.
He really likes lands.
Okay, so let's take a look at Oathbreaker. Um, what do you think of Oath of Gideon now?
It enters the battlefield with 2 1
Core allies.
And
Whenever a planeswalker enters, it
it
gets an additional loyalty count. So that means that Dakkon will come in with 1 more than the number of lands.
so it's basically a land, kinda.
Yeah, you can look at it as, yeah, it's kind of a land in the sense of, yeah, how Dakkon perceives it. Um, yeah, if we're going to drop a land, then yeah, I don't know. It's a great idea. Um, okay, our other whites. This open the vaults. I do not think we have this card. So, um, now, what's the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard? Draw a card. Jace Wielder Miseries. Right. Yeah, this is your self-mill mechanism.
Yeah.
You don't have other mill mechanisms. Yeah, I think it might still work. Uh, okay. I wanted to kick out Jace, but that Jace with this deck still makes sense. This Oath of Gideon, though, I'm having a hard time with Oath of Gideon still. I know we got it. So this is the big difference between Commander and Oathbreaker. With Oathbreaker, yeah, you would have easily kept this in. Not Oathbreaker. With Commander, you would easily keep it in because you have more room to do that. But with Oathbreaker and the 60 card limit, it's hard. Okay, we're at 62. We've got 13 creatures. Sounds pretty reasonable. We've got other ways of creating creatures. We've got some artifact lands. Yeah, some ability to pump up creatures either with artifacts or such. Uh, Uh, levitating statue. Yeah, that's another creature. So that's a 14th creature. Uh, we've got plenty of basics, so the Sword of the Amnest would work. Talisman, Thought Vessel, Commander Field, Darksteel Ignet, Darksteel Plate.
We have a fair amount of mana rocks.
Yeah. This is so that you can cast Dakkon multiple times. Because what are you going to do with Dakkon? Let's take a look at Dakkon here. And you've got the -3 to exile a target creature.
Yeah.
You're going to be taking out opponent's creatures. You're going to be putting artifact cards from your hand to your graveyard. You will end up putting Dakkon at 6 and immediately -6 him. And then, if you have a Thran Dynamo, you cast him again and you got extra mana to spare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When he goes up to 3 or is 3, mainly gonna be doing the surveil.
Yeah. And the Surveil is a way of milling yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why you're going to have the Jace. I mean, the Jace and the Ladman are alternate win conditions. Um, this is only a single creature. I mean, it's basically a Swords Plowshares. Um, oh.
What? Oh.
What is it? Fumigate. Destroy all creatures. You gain 1 life for each creature destroyed this way.
I just thought of one thing.
What?
Fatal Push.
Okay.
I haven't run that card in quite a while.
Yeah. Okay. Fumigate is a sorcery. It's a way of destroying all of the creatures. If you've got Darksteel Plate on top of something, it's indestructible.
Yeah.
So Fumigate or Fatal Push. If it has a converted mana cost 2 or less, destroy that creature if it has a converted mana cost 4 or less. Instead, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn. Not quite as good now, is it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's 1 black. Um, but yeah, don't forget Fumigate. Fumigate is a distinct possibility. Oops. There, that one. You're not running lots of creatures.
Yeah.
So destroying all your opponent's creatures. And you gain the life instead of them gaining lands. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
I hate to add something to the deck, but and then we have to drop 3 more. but I'm beginning to think that with what we're building, putting a specific card into a graveyard is not that important anymore,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Uh, okay,
And
so
with unmarked grave, it's uh insert your
library
library
for
for
a
a
non,
non-legendary.
yeah. Now we don't have that many legendaries in here. I mean, there is
No,
Emery. What else do we have?
uh,
Blight still isn't legendary.
no,
Uh, Unfortunately, the Black Blade is.
yeah.
The Sword of the Amnest is.
Mm.
So a lot of the things that would be looking for would be hard. Uh, okay, need to get rid of two more cards. I think we're good at the lance. Still 26 lance. Okay, and there's a lot of basics in there. Um, so that's kind of important. Um, just need to get rid of two more. This is the hardest part, isn't it?
Yeah, getting rid of cards.
Yeah.
Keeping
All right. I'm fine.
swords.
Yeah, I'm fine with getting rid of Fumigate, but I think Fumigate may be reasonable. I mean, that's better than Cyclonic Rift in this
Yeah.
case. And we took out Cyclonic Rift. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Blightsteel Colossus is still the big thing. Sword of the Amnest. We got how many of those did we get for free? We've got
What?
like 6 or 7 Sword of
What?
the Amnest for free.
Sword of the Amos.
Yeah.
Oh.
This card right here. We got a bunch of them. You know, they were like, in fact, we got that one with the planeswalker symbols. Yeah, uh, because they were, oh yeah, pick promo card, any promo card, and we we'll take those. Nobody wanted them.
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody wanted them. Um,
I wanted that one.
all right.
It's not gonna be worth anything in the future.
Yeah. So
4 years later, guess what?
yeah. All right. So the deck is around, even though it says 70. So it's really around about $50.
Oh, doggy.
What?
That expensive?
$50? You wanted to take. You wanted to put in, original these. Yeah. Okay. That's what, $400 card right there. And you thinking $50 is expensive?
Yeah.
Now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a really, really nice competitive deck. All right. Yes, we could probably tone it down a little bit more, but we want this to work a certain way. All right. And this list also has like the cost of the islands and plains and swamps. It's really nobody spends money on them at all. Um, the Sun Titan came across at 39 cents.
Oh,
Why did it come across at 39¢? I thought it was more than that. Yeah. Okay. Spend money on the basic Nyx lands? I don't know. Yeah, the ones that look like Pokemon lands.
Pokemon.
Yeah. All right, we've got 2 cards to remove. Two, just two. Uh, yeah, so you can get a Sun Titan for 39¢. Not this one, but you can get one of them for 39¢.
Oh, I thought you said um not this version.
Better Skull. Thran Dynamo. Okay, they're showing Thran Dynamo at $2.42. All right. That Thran Dynamo is not that expensive. I can guarantee you that because we are receiving Thran Dynamo. Where is it? We've got a bunch of them coming in. Thran Dynamo spent 61¢.
60.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
61¢. For them. They are not that expensive. Yeah, so this deck price calculation is off by a lot. It says $77. It's probably really below 50. And what we could do, this is what we'll do. All right, I am going to save this. I'm going to do a save as and get a text file of it. Okay. Dakkon. Slide. So I'm going to get a text file version of it. Then I'm going to come over to here where we have the Young Mage decks and Oathbreaker here. All right. So we're going to open this up. We are going to come here and we're going to scroll down. We're going to select all this stuff. All right. We don't want the sideboard stuff. And we are going to go over to pick one. Let's do TCG player. TCG. You okay, bud?
Yeah.
All right. And there is a where is the deck loader thing? Okay. Magic the Gathering mass entry. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pop it in here. Let's get rid of the islands, the swamps, and the plains. And let's add them all to cart. All right, this is, all right, so we added them. For some reason, it's saying $118. Let's optimize it, see what they come up with. I do not need to keep the current printings. Set series, current rarity. We don't need to keep any of that. All right, we want to optimize and get it down. See what TCG player would mail them all out and you get them within a week. Okay. Cheapest price $70.87. Okay. Now let's do Card Kingdom. KINGDON. So if you wanted to get them all through Card Kingdom, Magic the Gathering, deck builder, enter the deck list. Granted, I should have taken out the swamps, the plains, and the islands. Cards, lowest price. And that is any version. This is showing up at $95. Okay. Card Kingdom is a lot more expensive. Cool Stuff Inc. Let's see what they do. Card games, Magic the Gathering, deck builder. Get rid of the swamps again. And the plains and the islands and build it. Okay. Unfortunately, they want you to go through and pick. Don't they have a... Okay. I thought they would go through and automatically grab the cheapest one. All right. So with TCG Player, you could get it for $70 and have it here in a week. I guarantee you, with CardSphere, you could cut that down to 80% of that cost. So it'd be around $50. Yeah, Card Kingdom, nearly $100. Yeah, you'll get all the cards except for apparently Ancient Den. Nobody has Ancient Den. Actually, I don't think TCG Player had Ancient Den either. No, they did. So TCG Player had Ancient Den. Card Kingdom doesn't. CardSphere definitely does. CardSphere has all the cards. You just have to convince people to send them to you. Not that difficult. All right, we're still at 62 cards. Gotta get rid of 2 more. And I'm thinking it is somewhere here in the artifact. No maximum hand size. Do we really need...
Mm.
I mean, the Talisman of Hierarchy makes sense. And Dominance makes sense. Thought Vessel is a colorless. It's a good colorless. But would we really need to have the no maximum hand size? Because we don't even have Reliquary Tower in here. There's no reason for it. It's a 2-drop. It's a 2-drop, not even Soul Ring. 2-drop for 1 mana. And we're going to do that. Then why don't we do like an expedition map instead, and then get a basic? Is it expedition map?
Mm. I'm not sure.
Expedition map. Expedition map. Because I know we've got expedition map. So 1-drop, then 2, sacrifice, search your library for a land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. A land, any land.
Yeah, any land.
So yeah, this is a total of 3. So expedition map is kind of like getting out a
Land.
no, it's kind of like doing the commander sphere. If you think about it, it's 1 and then 2, total of 3. Granted, you on second turn you have it, but you can get the land that you need. So I'm thinking a thought vessel going to the sideboard. And okay, where did it go? Okay. Okay, add 1 to sideboard. From what? Main deck. Okay. 1 more card to go. 1. A single solitary card. We're not touching creatures. We've got lots of artifacts. We're not touching the sorceries, Fabricate or Fumigate. Fabricate is our signature spell. Fumigate is not our signature spell. Dispatch is basically exiling a creature. Swords of Plowshare is exiling a creature. Counterspell is stopping whatever. Jace. No. I mean, we've got 2 sorceries and 3 instants. It's got to be in this artifact list. We've got 20 artifacts in there. 5 of them are lands. What are we getting rid of?
You gotta
Yeah.
see what.
None of those. Okay. Not getting rid of that. Not that. Not that.
That.
I mean,
It's a mana rock.
yeah, it's
Literally.
yeah. But what if your opponents don't have any of the colors that you need?
Then it just
it basically a generic levitating statue. That's a pretty cool creature. Right? Mind Stone is a card draw. Sword of the Amnest, it's going to pump out your things. The 2 for that, plus if you wanted to do 1 damage, you could get the color that you needed. Right? We didn't put the Talisman of Progress in here. Commander Sphere. You know, it's almost looking like the Commander Sphere is the one. But that's got the card draw on it.
Yeah.
An Indestructible. 3. that protects one creature from your own fumigate.
You thinking Worn Power Stone?
No, because that's kind of your 3-drop Soul Ring. Tyrannid Dynamo is a 4-drop Beyond Soul Ring, Battered Skull, which is another creature. So that gives you basically 15 creatures, because Battered Skull will attach to a germ, or you can then move it on to something else. And then the levitating stone statue. That's another creature that you can turn on. So this is protected from fumigate, right?
Protected from Fumigate?
Yeah, you fumigate, you destroy all creatures.
Oh.
And then for 2, levitating statue becomes a 1/1 construct artifact creature until end of turn with all those 1/1 counters on it. Okay, makes sense. And then if you had cranial plating out, you could equip it. Black Blade Reforge. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily. Okay, now this is. You can equip a legendary creature. Well, we have legendary creatures because we have Emery. We have Padim. Who else do we have that's legendary? We have. That's it. Those are the legendary creatures, Zimri and Padim. Because we took out Dakkon. Because we don't necessarily have it. Just one card. One card. Don't want to remove a land. Absolutely do not want to remove a land. Don't want to remove a creature.
It's got to be a.
It's got to be a rock. Yeah, it's got to be a rock. We're not removing. Okay, we'll go to the mana rocks. Arcane Signet, no. 2 for anything. Feldwar. I mean, it's 2 for your opponents. That's kind of low on the list. 2 for a colorless, but you can draw a card. Talisman. All right. We are doing mostly blue and white. Yeah, there's one black. What if we were to take the Talisman of Dominance and the Talisman of Hierarchy out, put in a Talisman of Progress?
Okay.
Because then that's the Azorius one, right? Talisman of Progress is the Azorius one. That is the colors we use the most, right?
Yeah.
So we put that in, and and then that will probably balance things out. We use one black here in Dakkon, and that's it. Okay, but we've got so many ways of getting black. Um, that's why. Okay, Goldmeyer, black. This is black. Um, that can do the black. Okay, there's three. Uh, Possibly that. Um, yeah,
And
that will definitely get us whatever color we need. That okay, four, um,
5.
five. uh, So there's five rocks that can help us out, and then okay, it's Pajuka Bog, the command tower. Of course, we've got four swamps. We've got an underground river. Um, the Arcane Sanctum does. Oh yeah, the Arcane Sanctum can be any one of those.
So
So
seven.
I think that's it. Um, 7 plus 4, right?
7 plus 4
Is
is
it
11.
11 different ways of getting the black? Which isn't, that's not too bad. I mean, that's a one in, basically 1 in 6 chance any turn, basically any turn that you could get it. And if it's 1 in 6 any turn, you have 1 in 6 7 times on the first one. So the hyper geometric distribution would show that yeah, you would most likely. I mean, you have like a was it 40? No, no, no. It's I think it's upwards of 60% chance of having a black in or an ability to do black in your opening hand.
Oh. How about Trophy Mage?
Um, yeah, Trophy Mage. Uh, uh, I don't. You've got so many other ways of doing stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, Emery will allow you to cast artifacts from your graveyard. Um, Treasure Mage, you may search your library for an artifact card with converted cost 6 or greater. So that basically gets you your Blightsteel or your Thopter assembly, whichever one you think would make the most sense. So this is to tutor for your Thopter, Thopter assembly or your Blightsteel Colossus. Solemn Simulacrum, you search for a basic land. All right. I don't think we'll have a problem getting the mana we need. And the Trophy Mage, you can grab any artifact.
With 3.
Okay, let me do this. Let me add it to the sideboard. We've got a 60 card deck. All right. I think this will probably be it. So we've spent almost 3 hours working on this.
Oh,
It is almost 10 o'clock. So building a deck takes a while, and we don't
yeah.
have all the cards here available at the instant. But all right, so what we're going to do is we're definitely going to build this deck. We are going to try it out, and I mean that's pretty much going to be it. So our next stream, we'll have this deck put together, and we will play it up against a couple of our other Oathbreaker decks.
Now I'm going to be running Dakkon.
Yeah, and I think this might be pretty cool. So why don't you close this out?
Well, thank you for um watching us
Optimize.
optimize.
Yes, so much fun. Says optimizing a deck certainly does take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to play test it. We have to play
Yeah.
test it. Make sure our optimization is right.
And I have more videos coming in soon. So until then, Rhino out.